Hello folks, Tiger Curl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you the next part in my countdown to Pirate Warriors 3 Let's Play. Last time we looked at Captain Tashigi, rival to Zoro. Now we look at the first of the three admirals to be introduced in the series. Well, former Admiral Kuzan, better known as Aokiji. So, like always, all the information provided for this video comes directly from the One Piece Wiki. So if you want to learn more about these characters, head on over to the One Piece Wiki and look around until you find something you like. Or be like me and read the manga or watch the anime. Sorry, I flubbed up there. So anyway, let's get started. Kuzan, better known by his former alias Aokiji, is a former Marine admiral and the first one to be revealed in the series. He was nominated by Sengoku for the position of Fleet Admiral. However, after losing the position to Sakazuki, he resigned from the Marines and has affiliated himself seemingly with the Blackbeard Pirates. He is a minor antagonist of the Long Ring Long Land arc, and along with the other Marines, he's one of the main antagonists of the Marine Ford arc. Personality. Kuzan is a very laid-back man, showing no shock or surprise from almost anything that happens around him. His lack of interest and his lazy justice, as he describes his motto himself, often lead others to believe that he cannot possibly be a Marine of such a high rank. However, if he deems a situation worthy, he will take action, as shown as when he created a passage to another island for Tonjid at Long Ring Long Land. In accordance to the age difference between him and the other pre-time skip admirals, Kuzan does not refer to himself with washi, the I typically for older men, but the I more frequently used by younger men and teens, the rather rough ore. Although his speech style is far more laxer than that of Borsalino, who speaks exceedingly polite, containing a lot of ellipses and contractions, yet lacking the rude connotations of Sakazuki's speech, and being far calmer than that. He tends to begin by addressing people with "excuse me" or "I hate to interrupt, but..." He appears to be the most benevolent of the three pre-time skip admirals, helping Tonjit at Long Ring Long Land cross the ocean with the power of his devil fruit abilities, and even letting Nico Robin escape the Buster Call on Ohara. He seems to dislike the seven warlords, or at the very least Crocodile, as he said that the only reason he did not kill Luffy was that Luffy defeated Crocodile. In contrast to his former colleague, Fleet Admiral Sakazuki, Kuzan has a sense of honor, as he kept his word to not attack the Straw Hat Pirates after accepting a one-on-one battle with Luffy. Kuzan's moral stance is unknown, but it's likely that he follows moral justice. He is disgusted by Sakazuki's brutal actions in dealing with situations, such as the Ohara incident, calling him a fool. While he may follow moral justice, he does understand the position that his ranking puts him in, as when he does not hesitate to do what is necessary for the needs of the Marines, as shown as when he freezes Jaguar D. Saul after the Ohara incident, and attacked Luffy and Whitebeard during the Marine Ford War. Kuzan is a faithful follower of the world government, and he always tries to follow orders, but sometimes found his own ideas in opposition with his orders. Even as he follows his orders, he would sometimes exhibit a sense of mercy and honor that other world government officials do not. Like many other characters in One Piece, for example, Jaguar D. Saul and Smoker, after witnessing the senseless murder of many innocent people, Kuzan may have come to realize the depths at which the world government would sink to accomplish its goals. His relaxed demeanor while performing the more macabre duties of his job is similar to that of Borsalino, making him one of the more complicated characters of the series. Despite not really wanting the position of Fleet Admiral, he was even more opposed to Sakazuki gaining the position, and dueled with his fellow admiral rather than letting him take it. After being defeated, Kuzan chose to resign from the Marines rather than stay under Akaino's command. Aokiji, during the Marine Ford War, at Marine Ford, grudgingly shedding his usually lax and friendly nature for a more ruthless and aggressive personality, repeatedly targeting Whitebeard himself with his freeze powers, managing to severely injure Diamond Jozu and genuinely hampering any attempts at rescue or escape for the invading pirate fleets. After the time skip, having left the Marines and realizing just how truly corrupt the world is, government and Marine alike, it's become clear that Kuzan seems to be only looking after his friends, illustrated by his rescue of Smoker from Doflamingo's Fury on Punk Hazard. He has a reoccurring phrase, "Are, are," meaning "oh my," which he frequently uses when something surprises him. Powers and abilities. As a former Marine Admiral, Kuzan was able to command a vast number of Marine troops under his rank, and had the authority, prestige, influence, and affluence to revoke any warlord's status at any time. Most of all, he had the ability to order a buster call attack on any island. In fact, his overall abilities were so vast that Sengoku suggested to the world government Commander-in-Chief Kong that Kuzan should become the succeeding Fleet Admiral. However, after leaving the Marines, he forfeited all of these privileges. A notable example of Kuzan's reputation is that Nico Robin from the Straw Hat Pirates, related to her childhood trauma. She constantly loses her grip and starts panicking whenever an admiral is around. This being significant as she rarely panics even in the most dangerous situations. He is also a highly skilled navigator, being able line on a bike, and after the time skips travels the new world on a penguin named Kamel. Along with this, he is very powerful, as being an admiral grants him the title as one of the strongest individual fighters within the world government and the Marines, and is able to fight against notably powerful figures such as Diamond Jozu, third commander of the Whitebeard pirates, and defeating him with relative ease. Although Jozu was distracted during the fight, and could even fight Whitebeard himself equally. He was able to easily overpower Luffy and the other Straw Hats single-handedly. He also appears to have great speed and stealth attributes, being able to appear behind the warlord Don Quixote do Flamenco without the latter noticing until he made his presence known. Furthermore, he was able to battle against his comrade and his colleague Sakazuki to an equal standing, and they both dealt each other severe injuries during their 10-day duel to the death before Kuzan ultimately was defeated, thus demonstrating enhanced endurance. Kuzan was considered to be a massive asset to the Marines, and his departure left a negative impact on their military strength. This is confirmed by the Gorosei calling him an enormous power while discussing his affiliations with the Blackbeard pirates, visibly distraught while doing so. Physical abilities. Aside from that and his Devil Fruit powers, his physical abilities are extremely high, as he is able to repel simultaneous attacks from Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji without taking any damage, and took a Hapkido-imbued kick from Marco and was seen with little to no injuries moments later. He also jumped to extreme heights in mere seconds in order to freeze a pair of tsunamis caused by Whitebeard. He is able to travel at tremendous speeds, as he was seen attacking Buggy. Whether this is due to him using Soru, his Devil Fruit abilities, or just his natural speed is unknown. He also has extremely acute hearing, as he was being able to hear activity underwater before the Whitebeard War began. He is also acknowledged by Jaguar D. Saul, who destroyed several huge warships and lifted one by himself, that Kuzan's strength was abnormal, even before he was an admiral. Another testament to his power as an admiral is that he emerged mostly unharmed from the Whitebeard War. Devil Fruit. Kuzan had the powers of the Hiei no Mi, or Freeze fruit, a Logia-type devil fruit that allows him to control, create, and become ice. He can create enough ice to cover a giant, a sea king, or several square miles of ocean within mere moments. He is even able to freeze the tsunamis created by Whitebeard, despite their size surpassing that of Marine Ford. In battle, he uses his ice powers to disable and immobilize his enemies, freezing their bodies solid just by touching them and threatening to shatter their fragile forms. Like other Logia users, he's capable of breaking himself into his particular element to avoid being damaged by most physical attacks. Kuzan has extreme amounts of resistance towards cold due to his devil fruit's element. The fruit is so powerful that his usage of it during his 10-day battle with Akainu permanently changed the weather on one side of Punk Hazard, turning it into a frozen wasteland. In addition, Kuzan is one of the few devil fruit users who has adapted their powers to travel effortlessly across the ocean. In his case, freezes the water underneath Al-Shahari and then rides across the sea, due to the water being frozen as the wheels pass over it. This freezing ability, which can be used on a very large scale, renders Kuzan one of the few devil fruit users who can actually counteract the weaknesses of falling into a large body of water and drowning, as he can just freeze the water and stand on the ice. Haki. It has been stated that all Vice Admirals possess Haki, so with a rank above Vice Admiral, Kuzan can also use the ability. During the Battle of Marine Ford, he was seen using Bushushoku Haki to negate Black Whitebeard's attempts to destroy the execution platform by creating with his fellow admirals a shield combination of their 3 Haki weapons. Kuzan is quite adept at using weapons formed out of his ice powers, such as a sword or throwing spears. And that is it for Kuzan's profile. Little under over 11 minutes. Not bad. Tune in next time as we look at the second of the 3 pre-time skip admirals and my personal favorite, Kizaru. If you like what you hear, link, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions, comments, or just want to talk One Piece, leave them below. I'll get back to you. Or if you want to support the channel, give a nice freezy punch to that like button, or click on one of the advertisements scattered around the video. They really do help. Or if you want to donate directly, tip jar's up there. You know what to do. So until next time, it's been Shin Tiger Curl, that dude in the straw hat, saying good day. And the motto that I live by as a Marine is total slovenly justice.